What's up, my people? You're most welcome to Yvonne Winifred UG. So, how are you doing? How is your week? How is everything about you? Just go ahead and comment below so that we know how everyone is. So, today's video is all about cutting a perfect sleeve, and we are getting into it. Just don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time onto this channel, and if you are returning, I'm telling you, I appreciate so much. So to start off, this is my fabric that I'm working with. It is already folded into two, as you've seen, and according to the width, I just got my bodice. This is my bodice, and I measured what I have as my armhole length, minusing the sewing allowance. So I measured from the top to where my armhole line is, and I have about 7.5 inches. So that's the width I considered, plus about 2 inches for sewing allowance, as I'll be explaining. So again, the length is according to the required measurement. So at the top here, that is where we're going to start off all our measurements. So to start off, when it comes to cutting the sleeve, you have to get your cap's height, and to get the cap's height, that head of the sleeve, you just get your bust measurement divided by 12 inches. It is a constant. Divide it by 12 inches plus half an inch. So I got about 3.5 inches, and it is what I'm marking here. So I'm marking a line that is 3.5 inches from the top there. So I measure 3.5 inches from the top like that, and I straighten out my line, and that is my cap's height. It's going to help me carve out the tip, the head of the sleeve. So along this line that I've just straightened out, I'm going to mark, remember, the other 7.5 inches as our width, the 7.5 inches plus half an inch. That half an inch is for perfect carving out of the sleeve. So you just add half an inch. It is not a seam allowance, it's just for perfection. So after that, I just connect a diagonal line from the top to where that 8 inches is. Again, I go about that line that is about 9 inches now, and I mark out its midpoint. So from that midpoint, I go up by 0.5 inches. I mark out a line, that small line that is 0.5 inches there at the midpoint. So on top there, I just connect from the center here of my sleeve. I connect out with a curve to where that line stops, and then a straight line from that midpoint to the end of the sleeve, as you see there, and that will be my back part of the sleeve. Now to mark out the front part of the sleeve, I'm going to carve out a line from the center to where the midpoint is, as you see there. Then again, I go under from the center to the end, just like an S. So for the front, it is up and below, like above and below, but then for the back one, it is just only above the midpoint. So you can just go ahead and confirm whether what you have there is what you have as your armhole opening. So from there, I just determine my length, whatever length that I'm going to be working with. So in this case, I was working from the top to the wrist area. So now I just get my wrist measurement divided by 2, since this sleeve is folded into 2, and whatever I get, I mark it here. So it is about 9 inches. Dividing it by 2, I get 4.5 inches. So that's what I mark at the end there, and after there, I just dot out a line from the ending of the sleeve at the wrist area to the top where the cap's height is, and after there I carve out properly. So I just move in a little bit inside here to avoid a bulge at the, at the sleeve, and then I connect towards the length of the sleeve is just like that. If you have a pants curve, it will just help you well to carve out that part. So after there I just add out my seam allowances. So I'm adding about 1 inch seam allowance at the at the side, as you see, seam allowance, sewing allowance, and even at the sleeve opening where the sleeve length stops, I have to add seam allowance. And also, if you want, at the top here you can add seam allowance. So if considering that red piece down there, you see that there is the sleeve, seam allowance at the at the end of the sleeve. I have to, for perfection, I push it forward inside and then I get my scissors and cut out just as you see. But first and foremost, I have to cut out the back part of the sleeve, as you see there, the back first. And after cutting out the back, I lift one piece of the sleeve. Remember, it is folded into two. I lift it up and then I cut out the front part of the sleeve, just like that. So the back one is a little bit higher than the front one, and this is how the sleeve looks like now. So I can just go ahead and add some annotations, mark out my middle point of the sleeve there at the center, and then notch it out, and that is how to simply cut out the sleeve. So after, you just duplicate the first one that you've cut to cut out the second sleeve. Remember, they are supposed to be 2. So don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with other fashionistas, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.